Man, you're a young man.
What's up, 6 foot man? Listen to this fucking shit on Fox News Radio.
You have a girlfriend?
This dude,
Want to have a girlfriend?
he don't have a girlfriend.
I want a wife.
Oh, he wants a wife. He wants a wife.
Yeah, I'm dating.
He's dating.
Right.
He wrote a book. He wrote a book because he knows what it's all about to be a man and all that shit. Now, all right, so I understand the 1950s version of a man, all right? The man works, the wife stays home with the kids, she cooks and she cleans, and the man goes out to work. And that's fine. That's fine. But see, with my situation that happened, my wife, she got a great degree in college, and she was making more money than me. And when we had our child, our first child, it was better for me to stay home with the kid. And I was a good stay-at-home dad, you know. I did a good job. I cleaned. I fucking did laundry. I did all that shit. She worked, and you know, and then she, you know, she kind of felt bad because she was missing out on his childhood and shit. And then we had another son, and so we switched roles. And then I started working. There's nothing wrong with a man not going to work and staying home with the kids and doing housework, and there's nothing wrong with the woman staying home and doing housework and taking care of the kids. It's just, it's a family. You do what you have to do. But to say that it has to be a certain way is a silly fucking thing to say. There's no reason why a woman can't take care of the bringing home the bacon part of it for a little bit, and there's no reason why a guy can't do the same thing. It's why make it to where it has to be one way or the other, or it's against God or some shit. It's whatever works for you. Whatever works for you, man. If my wife's making more money than me, then it's better for her to be working. And if she needs to take a break and I need to go to work, then I go to work. It's just the way it goes. It has nothing to do with fucking manliness or womanliness or anything like that. I don't fucking understand it. They bring the whole Jesus thing in, and these are the same fucking people that will say that spare the rod, spoil the child. I remember when I was a kid, I had a lot of Christian friends, right? And they had born again Christian parents. We had a big born again Christian church down the street from us named Grace Bible, or it was Grace Bible some shit or whatever. And I remember, like, I lived a happy life, you know. My dad went to work, my mom took care of me and my sister, and it was a traditional kind of thing like that, right? But we didn't have religion, all right? But my friends with religion, it seemed kind of fucking fucked up for these kids, you know? I mean, when I was a bad kid, my mom would whip my ass. And if I was a bad kid and my dad was home, my dad would whip my ass. They would spank me. They'd spank me with their hand. They'd smack my ass. That's it. That's all they would do. They'd smack my ass. My born-again Christian friends, holy shit, it was a fucking whole different ball game, man. They would, like they would get caught doing something wrong, right? And the mom would say, all right, get home. And the kid would go home crying and scared to death because he knew that at 5 o'clock when his dad came home, he was going to get a whooping. So this father, who hasn't seen his kids all day, comes home and is told, hey, Luke did this, and or Gracie did this, and they need a whooping. So they would have to go into the room. Dad would get the fucking belt off the wall, or in some cases they had fancy paddles. I remember my one friend's dad had a paddle that had written on it the Board of Education, and they would have to take like 10 swats. So they're waiting all day to get these 10 swats with a belt or a fucking paddle, because their parents can't just smack their ass real quick in the moment. They save it up all day like a fucking sentence, right? And I can't imagine, like, I'm at work right now. When I get home, I couldn't imagine seeing my kids, like my son, afraid that my car pulled in because he knows I'm going to come in there and pull a weapon off the wall and beat his ass. I can't do that. I'm not mad at him. I've been at work all day. I mean, whatever he did earlier, I'm not mad at, you know? So, how do you fucking take your kid into a room and beat his ass when you're not even mad? Like, I mean, I guess if he did something really fucking bad, but these kids, they didn't do something really bad. It was like they said a bad word or something, or they got caught watching something on TV. I remember when I was a kid, like, if one of these Christian kids got caught listening to the Thriller album, they'd get beat, because at one point in the fucking Michael Jackson Thriller song, they say hell. And that is warrant to get beat by your dad when he gets home from work if you got caught listening to that shit over at my house. Because if you came over to my house, you were allowed to watch shit, and if you got caught listening to Thriller at my house and hearing that word hell, or H-E-double hockey sticks as they call it, that was warrant to get beat by dad when he got home. How the fuck do you get home from work and beat your kid? First thing I want to do when I see my kids is give them a hug or play with them or wrestle around with them. I don't want them to fucking be... I don't want to walk in the door and my kid look at me and start crying and me go, get in the room and assume the position because I need to whip your ass because you heard the word hell on a song. Fucking ridiculous, man. And these are religious people. These are people, and they're born again Christians, which are the worst to me, man, because these are the people that fucked up so bad that not even their friends will talk to them anymore, so they gotta fucking find a new friend like God. And then if they go to the right church, then they'll meet another lady that also fucked up real bad, and no one will talk to her but God. So they get together and they can, like, you know, unite, because, hey, we both fucked up so bad that nobody wants to talk to us anymore but God. And let's have some kids, and we'll make sure they don't do anything wrong, because that always works, right? You know, those Christian girls, they never do anything bad, you know. I think I lost my virginity to a Christian girl. I think my first blowjob was from a Christian girl. It was the not Christian girls that were a little bit more prudish, but the Christian girls, man, fuck. Whew. They were the ones that smoked. They were the ones that snuck off in the woods to drink beers and fuck guys. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. How do you beat your kids when you get home from work? When you're not, and this was before cell phones, so you didn't even know about it. You get home from work and your wife's like, you need to whip Luke's ass. Okay, dear. Get the Board of Education off the wall, and I'm going to go whoop Luke's ass. Not, hey, son, how was your day? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I heard the word hell. Well, get fucking on the ground so I can beat the shit out of you, you little fuck. Or they don't say little fuck. That was my parents. But